Can we embrace diversity and acceptance of people who are sexually diverse under the umbrella of love, which is the basic foundation of the Christian faith? Leaders of the Christian faith in Belize have promoted the view that being homosexual is inconsistent with God's intentions for a Christian family. What are your views on that?
Even the definition of what is a Christian family causes me to question, that families have always been other than a mother, father, 3.2 children. Families have been different forms and have functioned. I think those who didn't fit the quote norm, and I don't even like to say norm, I would rather say idealized view of the family are ostracized. But I believe the reality is not an idealized view of family, but should state what is normative. And normative is family is made up of very differing participants who call themselves family.
You're saying that Christian families can be very diverse, including families that have members who are of different sexual orientations.
Families are diverse, have always been diverse. When I read the 2nd chapter of Genesis about the man leaving his mother and father and becoming one with a woman, I read it as not historical. It's a story where people want to explain how the family came to be. How do we come to be here?
Is homosexuality a sin? What are your views on that?
Sin is, I think by definition, it's about choosing to do what you know to be wrong. And so if you have a certain preference that is just innate within you, that it's not something you can change. It's something that is God given, and you can't be a sinner just for what you like.
Sin to me is anything that draws me away from Christ, from my God, which could be overeating, which could be having sex with the neighbor's wife, could be stealing something, or it could be worshiping money or worshiping things. So anything that draws me away from God, to me, that's a sin. So that's what I need to focus. And my focus is not to watch you, see if you withdraw from God, because that's your business. My focus is to watch me, because I know I'm a sinner and I need to keep close to God in order to find the correct path and to move forward the way I want to move. So sin, you need to identify what is sin. And my job is not then to be behind you to see if you overeat or to see what to do behind your doors at night. That's not my business. My business, according to Christian teaching, is to love you, because the mandate of the Christian is to love.
In my view, it's rather shameful the way things have evolved here, where those who are fanning the flames of hate and fear would be people who are of faith. That's where we're seeing the strongest opposition in Belize. That's where we're getting the strongest voice and condemnation. And that's incredibly shocking.
And what hurts is in a place that purports love to be the highest, that not a preference, but an orientation would set me apart as being someone who's in need of forgiveness. We need to put love, just put love first, and see people for,
As humans.
yes, made
Equal.
in the likeness and image, if you believe in God. And we don't know what that likeness and image is, none of us.
Yeah.
Sometimes people can maybe hijack the name of Christianity to promote an agenda which is really political, and its thinking it isn't really coming from the good news of Jesus Christ. It's just something that, you know, maybe a cultural thing that has, you know, been adopted.
A lot of people carry their own stigma and discrimination within them, and that interferes with their faith. Because by discriminating against our brothers, we're actually moving away from God. So that is a sin in itself.
For me, I consider the story of Jesus and how him and his 12 disciples were a minority group. And for me, it's incredibly ironic that the church would not see the parallel in that you have minority groups who, you know, they're now given a voice. They're now pushing for acceptance. They're now suggesting that they're humans just like everybody else, you know. And here it is that the church has the biggest lesson before it. And it is failing, in my mind, to you know, fall back on the core principles, the principles of love and respect for human dignity, the principles of just, you know, people are humans, period. They want to live a decent life, whether or not they're of our faith. They want to live just a decent life like we do, even where we have strong views about our faith. The church asks that you condemn hatred and condemn all these negative criticisms of those who are homosexuals, because that's not Christian teaching. You know, Christian teaching is about love, is about finding your way, is about, you know, living a good and decent life that's in keeping with the teachings of the scriptures. So for me, it's a no-brainer. I love that our Constitution provides that protection, and that it provides it not just for me, one day I might need it, but that it provides it for homosexuals, that it provides it for every other individual in this society.